Fala galera, beleza com vocês? Fernando Rodrigo na área, novamente trazendo mais uma gameplay de Syberia, The World Before. A gente, no episódio anterior, a gente conseguimos consertar tanto o piano aqui quanto a orquestra aqui fora. Aí ela tocou um pouco do piano e lembrou da infância e que essa música era a mesma que a mãe dela ouvia. Vamos falar com o reitor aqui, o dono aqui, o dono não, o gerente aqui da... acho que faculdade de música, e ele tá nos...
Thank you. Thank you. I enjoyed your concert so much. Now I can retire fulfilled.
Glad to have been of service. I believe you have a file for me.
Of course, of course. Here it is.
Dana Rose.
Just like you asked.
Thanks. At last.
Beleza, agora temos o diário da Dana. O diário musical, né?
No address here. Oh, this is definitely Dana's file. Now, the address. Dana's home address in 1937. A detached house, it seems. Number 20, Brücke del Nebel. The Bridge of Mists, huh?
Found what you were looking for?
I think so. Well, thank you. And goodbye.
No, thank you, Fraulein.
Fraulein. Ela vai ficar com o arquivo? Que mulher malandra. Vá até a ponte das Brunas de bonde. Let's go! Vamos pra casa da Dana. Falando nisso, será que a gente consegue olhar o diário? Cadê o diário? O diário... é este aqui.
20 Bridge of Mists. Dana's address in the 30s.
A gente não abre. Objetivo, beleza. Agora, qual é o caminho? Eu não lembro. Será que é por aqui? Acho que é por aqui mesmo. Vamos ver. É aqui mesmo. A gente consegue chegar ao bonde por aqui. Galera, esse jogo aqui ele é legalzinho. Ele é bem parado, né? Estilo... aquele estilo de jogo lá que você vai seguindo mais a história do que outra coisa. Mas pelo menos a história aqui é interessante. Quero saber o que a Dana é da Kate. Pode ter uma curiosidade, né? São parentes, são a mesma pessoa. Saiu uma atualização recente para esse jogo, mas sempre quando eu atualizo algum jogo, eu perco algumas informações. Então eu tô meio com medo. Vá até a ponte das Brunas de bonde. Onde fica isso? Casa da antiga... ah, aqui. Bem no meio. Café. Pô, sempre só ela no bonde, cara. Maluquice, né, velho? Será que ela tá imaginando tudo isso? Não é difícil imaginar, não. Ah, tem mais gente, ah, sim. Desagradável.
I promise I'll let you out as soon as possible, okay?
Oxi. Vai cuidar da sua vida, mulher. Caraca, bem diferente esse lugar aqui, né? Mais afastado. É bom de soltar o caramelo também, hein?
Okay, Oscar. Now we have to find Dana's old house.
Do you recall the number, Kate Walker?
According to her registration form from the Music Academy, it was number 20.
Number 20.
The bridge is exactly the same as it was back in the 1930s.
Ué, você tava
Except
aí?
that it's cleaner. It looks almost new, as if it had been renovated.
Descubra as últimas notícias de Warren. Alright. Aqui ela não passa. Também não passa. Sério? 13, 15. As últimas notícias devem ser ali no jornaleiro, né? Olhar 16. It's not here.
A book about Vaughan's history during the war. Maybe it could be useful later. A book about Vaughan's history during the war. Maybe it could be useful later.
Estamos perto. Well, close. A casa... Ah, na verdade, no game, desde o começo, a gente não fomos até a casa da Dana.
Looks
Só...
like the residents on the bridge are pretty mad at the town council.
Na verdade, a gente foi só até a loja, né? Do pai dela.
There's number 20. Dana's old house.
Ah, não. Então é a casa... a casa dela era o local de trabalho do pai dela.
Souvenirs here look more upmarket than the ones I've seen elsewhere. It's no longer an art gallery at any rate. Looks like it's been turned into another shop for tourists.
Como que eu vou descobrir as notícias?
Can't leave now. There are still things to do here.
I can leave now.
Can't leave now. There are still things to do here.
Coley, George.
In loving memory of all those who lost their lives that terrible night. Protests in the neighborhood and a big storm coming tonight. I sure wouldn't want to be...
Beleza. Missãozinha secundária aqui, we done. Vamos entrar na loja e falar com a vendedora. Hey, eu sou Kate Walker.
Guten Tag, Fräulein.
Vou bisbilhotar aqui. Books. A lot of books. Tem uma plaquinha aqui, vamos ver.
All our gifts are handmade by craftsmen in Vagen.
É, cidade aqui parece um Budas Artes, tudo feito pelos pessoal.
Made in Vagen.
Made in Vagen. Legal. Lembrancinha típica de Vagen. A mulher não tira os olhos de mim, velho. Tô pensando que eu vou roubar. Legal. Cara, eles gostam bastante de cisne.
More gifts. I would have preferred it to still be full of paintings, I think.
É muito... Hello.
On holiday in the region, Fräulein?
Just passing through.
Well, welcome to my little gift shop. Frau Heigl at your service. I noticed you were looking at a souvenir, Fräulein.
Yes, you have a wonderful choice here, Frau Heigl. Your shop is beautiful.
Thank you. All our souvenirs here are pieces of craftsmanship, as we like to say. All by local craftsmen. Do you wish to buy the souvenir, Fräulein?
Well, I'm actually looking for someone, not something. Someone who used to live in this house, and I was wondering if you could help.
Well, there were quite a few owners before I bought the shop last autumn, so I can't really...
So her name was Dana Rose. She lived here before the war. I was hoping to find some kind of trace of her here, so I could continue my search.
I see. Well, I have heard of the Roses, but I can't say if there's anything left of them inside the house.
But don't you live here?
No, my husband and I live in the suburbs. You see, the bridge was sacked just before the war, during the pogrom against the Vagrants. Oh, truly awful events. And then the neighbourhood was bombed, just after the war during the liberation. And many of the houses were damaged, including this one. They were hastily renovated after the war, but they remain mostly derelict.
O que é o pogrom?
You mentioned a pogrom against this neighborhood's vagrant community. Can you tell me more?
Tem uma mulher
As
curiosa
much
nossa
as
conversa
anyone
lá
who knows
fora.
anything about Vagen, I guess. It happened in 1938, if I recall correctly. A few months after Austria and Ostertal were annexed by the Brown Shadow.
What happened?
Well, the Brown Shadow organised riots against Vagrants on false pretexts. It led to pogroms throughout all the annexed countries, including this house.
Were the Roses home when it all happened?
Like I said, Fraulein, I don't know, but I hope not.
Well, it doesn't look like the house was damaged from what I can see. Your shop is charming, and so is the rest of the district.
Thank you. That's because after the initial renovation, the council financed major rehabilitation work on the facades. But if the truth be told, they left the proprietors to foot the bill for our interiors. That's why my husband and I had to spend all our savings so that the shop interior shows the same high standard that we demand of our suppliers.
That's a shame.
Yes, and if the council persists in refusing to help fund the renovation works, there won't be any residents left on the bridge, let alone independent quality stores like mine. There'll be nothing left but bland franchise stores, like the one further along the bridge or on the musical square.
So between the pogrom, the bombing, and the whole house being renovated, There's little chance of me finding any trace of the roses.
It's not quite like that. To be honest, we didn't have the funds to renovate the rest of the house, so we used the upper floors for storing.
Really?
And now that you mention it, I do recall coming across old photographs from before the war, here and there in the house. The successive owners didn't want to throw them out, and I suppose they must have left them there.
Would you mind if I went upstairs to take a look? Unless you would kindly bring the photos down yourself.
Well, I can hardly leave the shop unattended while I go... I don't even know you, Fräulein.
I see. In that case, would you mind if I had a look upstairs myself?
Don't take it personally, Fräulein, but I don't know you enough to trust you. I'm very sorry. Now, if you'll excuse me, Fräulein, I have a customer.
Caraca, não vai invadir?
I conjecture that you were inefficient in trying to persuade the shopkeeper, Kate Walker. How are you going to access the upper floors now?
I don't know, Oscar. By getting creative, I guess.
I conclude I can trust you on that score, Kate Walker?
Bem, não pode ser por dentro da loja, né, cara? Porque... Encontre um jeito de passar. Encontre um jeito de passar.
It's right in Frau Heigel's line of vision, too. I'm gonna have to draw her away if I want to sneak through that service door to the upper floors.
Então eu vou comprar alguma coisa aqui, vamos ver.
More gifts. I would have preferred it to still be full of paintings, I think.
Cara, essas ceninhas devia poder cortar, né? É o seguinte, eu vou entrar.
Excuse me, I must just serve the gentleman.
O gentleman tá meio...
Made in Vagen. If I could manage to draw Frau Heigel this way, I'd be able to get through the service door and to the staircase without her noticing.
But how?
I was not conceived to perform this function, Kate Walker.
Better try something else. No, I don't think so. Impossible.
I doubt I can be of any assistance here.
E agora? Não! Ceninha chata.
More gifts. I would have preferred it to still be full of paintings, I think. It's no longer an art gallery at any rate. Looks like it's been turned into another shop for tourists. Souvenirs here look more upmarket than the ones I've seen elsewhere.
Cara, tem que fazer alguma coisa pra chamar a atenção dela. Eu achei que era aquela lá, mas deve ser essa daqui. Yeah.
I am sorry, but...
No. One thing's for sure, this souvenir wasn't made in Wagen. Whoa! That's one shrill version of the hymn of Wagen. One thing's for sure, this souvenir wasn't made in Wagen.
Tá na cara que tem que fazer, né? Cadê a mulher que tá me espiando aqui, ó?
What's that awful noise? Excuse me, sir. Oh, there it is. How awful. That certainly doesn't belong in my shop. We don't sell such cheap and tacky items.
Como que ela vai sair? Depois, quero só ver.
Great. I don't think Frau Heigel's noticed a thing.
Why don't you try to locate Diana Rose's room, Kate Walker? Then you can look for more clues about her.
Good idea. Let's just hope Frau Heigel won't come up.
Don't come up. Que é o banheiro. Certamente que sim.
This photo shows the house partially destroyed. Must have been taken after the bombing that preceded the liberation of Wagen.
1945. Maio de 1945. Casa barulhenta, hein?
This is where Frau Heigel must take her breaks.
Tem um jornalzinho aqui? Não.
It's dark in here. Hardly surprising with those windows boarded up. More stock for the shop.
Nada demais. Sair ou entrar? Pô, essa casa é grandona, hein? Outro banheiro? Cara, que banheiro estranho, mano. Tem duas portas, deve ser. Vou fazer um cocôzão
Nothing of
tranquilo
interest in
assim.
here.
Fazer um cocô tranquilo assim, tem que fechar as duas portas.
A double bed, plenty of space. Must have been Dana's parents' bedroom. So where's Dana's room then? The number of rooms don't add up. Just what I needed.
Como é que eu desço ali? Ah, tá.
A family portrait. That must be Dana with her parents.
Pô, só isso? Retrato de Dana e seus pais.
A family portrait. That must be Dana with her parents.
Então vamos sair. Dá pra subir mais um andar, se eu não me engano. Let's go! Oh, eita, diferente.
It's been bricked up. Most likely during the post-war renovation works Frau Heigl spoke of.
E agora? Localiza o antigo quarto de Dana.
There was a photo on top of these shelves on the first floor.
It might give you a clue as to the whereabouts of Diana Rose's room.
Ué, quarto da mulher é o que, velho? Ah! Entendi.
Huh. The bedroom in the background of the portrait must be located in the attic. According to the light and the clock behind Dana, her room must face north.
Ô, louco, pela foto ela descobriu tudo isso.
That's it, Oscar. I think I know where Dana's room is.
Enlighten me, Kate Walker.
Well, one of the photos shows a bedroom that's not on the second floor, right? And we know that the staircase was bricked up during the renovation and led to another floor. So that's got to be where we'll find Dana's missing bedroom.
It seems plausible, indeed.
It does. And if we're lucky, the room might be pretty much like Dana left it all those years ago, and potentially with clues to put us back on our track. I've just got to find a way to get to that third floor bedroom.
Seeing as you failed to create a positive bond with Frau Heigl, the next rational step would be to take a look outside the building, Kate Walker.
You're right, Oscar. Let's go and see.
Alright. Então temos que sair daqui pelo jeito, né? Agora não quer sair? Temos que sair na manha. Nada aconteceu, nada aconteceu. E provavelmente desse lado, né? Deve ter pensado nisso antes, né, garota? Bloquear um quarto só de uma casa toda e deixar a escada do lado de fora.
Looks like that fire escape staircase serves every floor of the house.
That is correct, Kate Walker. Perhaps you should find a way to use it.
So what do you think, Oscar?
I think I would have liked a body with longer front legs.
I was talking about the window up there. Must be Dana's room, right?
Oh, of course. There is a high probability that you are not wrong, Kate Walker.
Kate Walker. Se fosse Homem-Aranha, seria rapidão, velho. Então, precisamos ativar.
Looks like the staircase serves every floor, including Dana's.
I conjecture that you are probably right, Kate Walker.
The second floor windows will be of no use to reach the staircase. Well, we can't get to the staircase from the first floor windows.
Indeed, Kate Walker, all the windows you could have used are obstructed.
The ladder to the first floor is up. It's too high for me to pull down. Looks like there's a mechanism up there to lower the ladder.
Caraca, que jogo é que eu...
Leads to a ledge that leads to the staircase.
According to my calculations, the drain pipe will not hold you, Kate Walker. And even if you were lighter, the ledge is too narrow
Vai
for you
sobrar
to
pro
stand.
Oscar.
Hey, are you trying to tell me something, Oscar?
Yes, you are too heavy and too wide, Kate Walker, for the ledge.
Gee, thanks, Oscar. So basically, it's not going to be easy to use the staircase to get to Dana's room.
There is no other way. Access is denied from inside the first and second floors, and the third floor stairwell is bricked up. The fire escape staircase is the only possibility, Kate Walker. But you cannot climb up the drain pipe because of your weight and size.
But you
I heard you
can.
the first time, thanks.
You are welcome, Kate Walker. So, the only way up is by the fire escape staircase, and that means lowering the ladder from the first floor.
Usar o cano de esgoto, entrar, usar o cano de esgoto, Oscar.
Well, in that case, there's only one solution. As you're so light and slim, Oscar, you'll have to climb up the drain pipe and walk across the ledge for me. Then you just need to activate the mechanism to lower the steps so that heavy me can take the staircase route.
I was not made to climb up drain pipes, Kate Walker. I am a precision-made automaton.
Come on, Oscar. You saved the day more than once at Baranor. It must be second nature by now.
But how can I lower myself to scurrying like a rat?
Because you're a fine fellow and my faithful friend?
stuck here.
Ah, às vezes é possível trocar. Beleza.
Stay calm, Oscar. I'm coming.
Vamos dar um empurrãozinho nele.
Climbing like a common squirrel. This is a disgrace.
Que mentira, a gente não troca. Queria ver como que ele sobe.
Everything okay up there?
Yes, Kate Walker. I just need to. Ah!
Hang on tight, Oscar.
Oh, I am Kate Walker. Believe me, I am.
You gotta jump now, Oscar. Hurry! Well done, Oscar. Glad that you're safe and sound.
I guess that's one way of putting it, Kate Walker.
I'm also glad you haven't lost your positive attitude.
Phew. That useless body. Now I must find another way.
Vai subir mais?
And climbing up all over again.
Be careful there, Oscar.
Puru, pururu. Pururu, pururu. Cara, pode que. Ah, um pombo.
Oh dear,
velho.
that can't be good. Oh dear.
É um
Now,
pombo?
Miss Pigeon. Madam Pigeon, then. I beg your pardon. Now, Madam Pigeon, would you be so kind as to make way? I guess I'm going to need help here. Kate Walker,
How am I supposed to get rid of that pigeon?
Com uma pedrinha. Nossa, que pedrão, velho. Eu disse pedrinha, mano.
I can't throw it at the pigeon, but maybe I can use it some other way.
made our point, I guess.
Beleza. Cara, o caminho é bem linear, tá ligado? Você não consegue fazer...
Now, maybe this body will be useful in the end.
É só pôr pra frente, você não precisa fazer mais nada, velho. Eu não ia precisar de uma chave, mano? Como ele fez isso eu não sei, mas ele fez. Caraca, a mulher já tá subindo, velho. Oh, good enough. Já estamos aqui então? Parece que vai ser mais fácil do que observar.
Locked, of course.
O que a gente vai usar?
Must have got it wrong.
Kate Walker, if I were meant to be used as a cannonball, I would have been given a fuse. This is highly irregular.
Tuck your head in, Oscar. 1,
If Hans Borrelberg could see me now,
2,
how...
3.
Coitado do bichinho.
Undignified!
Indigno,
Oh
né?
my. Oh my.
Cara, a mulher invade a casa mesmo, tá nem
Is
aí.
this any way to treat an intelligent automaton? Really, if Mr. Vorarlberg could see me now...
He would say, "You've saved the day again, Oscar. You've exceeded all expectations by far." Okay, let's try and find out what became of Dana after she left the refuge. No doubt about it. This must have been Dana's room.
Ok. Procure pistas sobre Dana.
A part's missing.
Junta tinha mais do que pensei. Escrevo lembretes para mim.
It's from the Music Academy. Music symbols, but they don't seem related to the diploma.
Bem diferente esses símbolos aqui, né?
There's something underneath. Can't reach it.
Ah, fala sério, mano.
Can't be that heavy.
A cama é pesadona, meu.
That's better.
Agora que penso nisso, Junta tinha mais influência sobre mim do que eu imaginava. Agora escrevo lembretes para mim como ela conseguiu. Alright. Sombra marrom.
The room was ransacked and pillaged. During a pogrom of the Brown Shadow, I guess. God, I hope Tana was away that day.
Beleza, temos um baú aqui. Ih, precisa de chave. Ah, já até sei o que é.
It's blocking it. It won't open. I'm pretty sure I've collected all the clues I could in the room, though. I should take a look at the documents and items in my diary.
Beleza. Não, é o... É outra coisa, isso aqui. Deixa eu anotar esse negócio aqui, velho. Nossa, tô fazendo igual a minha cabeça esse negócio aqui, velho. São 4. Parece que tem um ali, mas tá meio apagado. Esse está apagado. Esse aqui é o passarinho. Cadê o passarinho? Esse aqui. E são mais. Ah não, tá certo. É este. E uma pra baixo. Só faltou esse aqui, velho.
It won't open. I'm pretty sure I've collected all the clues I could in the room, though. I should take a look at the documents and items in my diary. It won't open. I'm pretty sure I've collected all the clues I could in the room, though. I should take a look at the documents and items in my diary. It won't open. I'm pretty sure I've collected all the clues I could in the room, though. I should take a look at the documents and items in my diary. I could swear I found the right combination. What else could I set on the wheels in addition to the symbols? It won't open. I'm pretty sure I've collected all the clues I could in the room, though. I should take a look at the documents and items in my diary. It won't open. I'm pretty sure I've collected all the clues I could in the room, though. I should take a look at the documents and items in my diary. It won't open. I'm pretty sure I've collected all the clues I could in the room, though. I should take a look at the documents and items in my diary. It won't open. I'm pretty sure I've collected all the clues I could in the room, though. I should take a look at the documents and items in my diary. It won't open. I'm pretty sure I've collected all the clues I could in the room, though. It won't open. And yet I'm pretty sure the combination of symbols is right. There must be something else to set with the wheels.
Oba!
Thing's stuck.
Ah, fala sério.
It's blocking it.
Ué. Tá vazio? Ah, não. Beleza, pegar. São diários. Diana Rose. Tem uma folha até ali dentro.
This was written not long after her time at the refuge. A letter from Leon. So he did write back to Dana after the expedition left Kantar, the capital of Baltayar. The High Plateau of Baltayar, October 25th, 1937. My darling Edelweiss.
I hate myself for not sending you news more often, and for not being able to receive news of you. I find myself now where probably no other modern-day human has ever ventured before. I regret to inform you that I won't be able to go back to Europe with my fellow survivors.
Montanhas de Baltayar, outubro de 1937. Bem, galera, aproveitando, vou ficar com essa gameplay por aqui. Espero que vocês tenham curtido. Um grande abraço, valeu, fui!